Hey guys, it's your best fight friends. I'm Kelsey. That's Rachel.
There was a big fight announced.
A huge fight announced. Rachel, what if I told you on Saturday, April 30th at Madison Square Garden, you would get to see Katie Taylor versus Amanda Serrano?
I'd be like, finally. And thank you for making a fight that the fans want against like the highly rated people like in the weight class, in the sport. Like so many times in boxing, we get missed on this.
Yes, it's really, I hate to hit it over the head so many times, but I will. Really hard to be a boxing fan right now because you don't get to see the best fights. You don't get to see the best fight the best. That's the easiest way to put it. And yet, here is a case.
Now, wait a minute. If you're super into just hearing about negotiations for months on end, then boxing is totally, like, you love it. You love
hearing about purse bids and then, arguments over this and that and step aside money and all that stuff. And then, of course, at the end of all that, you follow all of it. You still don't get the fight you want.
That's the hard thing is because you keep being told, the fight's almost going to happen. It's really going to happen. And then it's like, and when it was Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua, now things have changed in the heavyweight landscape a little bit, but they changed, and then we didn't get that fight, which is going to happen when things take years, right?
Yeah.
Anyway.
But they did that same thing again with Tyson Fury. That's what I'm feeling frustrated about. Oh, Tyson Fury and that team is working on step-aside money for these people so that Tyson Fury can fight Alexander Usyk to claim the first undisputed heavyweight boxing champion since Lennox Lewis a long time ago. So it's that fight again, basically.
Yeah.
Oh, but guess what? We're not doing that now.
Yeah.
I hate it. But
frustrating. But we finally get Katie Taylor going up against, and it's hard in women's boxing because there's not as much depth of talent and skill in the sport. So getting somebody who's as good as Katie Taylor.
It's a minor miracle.
As good as Katie Taylor and putting her in the ring with somebody who a lot of people think like stands a chance.
Yeah, and the odds, I saw the early odds on this fight. Katie Taylor is minus 130. That means that
it's pretty close.
Yeah, it's pretty close. And we've already seen Katie Taylor in two really close fights against Delphine Persoon, right? Some people even think that Persoon deserved at least to win one of those fights. We're actually live there at Madison Square Garden to see the first fight. By the way, I think Katie won both fights. However, this fight, I don't know who wins this fight, and that's what makes it so great. That's what boxing could be, I think, often. I hate to give you a case of the shoulds, but that's what boxing should be. And here we are, getting the fight we want, Katie Taylor versus Amanda Serrano. Thank you, boxing.
This is pretty amazing, too, that it's going to be in Madison Square Garden.
Oh, no, it's such a perfect venue. That was on my bucket list. I only had one. I don't have a bucket list because I think that term is lame. But I did have, if I could go do anything, I actually had two in boxing. I wanted to see a fight at Madison Square Garden because that's the mecca of boxing. And I wanted to see a boxing's heavyweight champion, right? Got to see both of those. We went to Anthony Joshua versus Andy Ruiz, the first fight, and I didn't even know I wanted to see an historic upset. So I got all three of those in one amazing trips. And I would just like to say again, thanks, boxing.
Yeah. So I will say about this fight coming up from Katie Taylor's side, she's really, really good, right? Like really good footwork. I love Katie Taylor. I do harp a little bit on, sometimes I feel like when she gets in the ring, she maybe lacks some discipline. I think that she still has a lot of room to grow in how she fights. Can you tell me?
Amanda Serrano, she's won more world title, more weight classes. She's won world titles and more weight classes than Manny Pacquiao. That's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Not only is it amazing to win world titles, it's amazing that you can make all those different weights, I think, because she's gone up and down in a crazy way. The discipline that takes, she's a great athlete, she's a great boxer. This legitimately is a near pick'em fight, and it might be that by the time we get to the fight. Hey, that's great. I don't know who wins this fight, but I'm really grateful that we get to watch
We get
two
to
of the
watch
best
it.
fighters in the world fight each other. This is a super fight in women's boxing.
Yeah.
And I don't think I've ever said that term before in women's boxing. So I'm super hyped about this.
And this can possibly even set up, because in boxing we love trilogies, and this could set up an ongoing thing.
Yeah.
Especially, I mean, if it's a close fight, then that's what we're going to get. So I'm totally excited about it. You said April 30th?
April 30th,
April
Madison
30th.
Square Garden, live via DAZN. That's my favorite part.
Like the week before Cinco de Mayo, so we should be having some good fights like around that as well.
Heck yeah.
Yeah. Totally excited. Let us know what you think about this huge fight in women's boxing.